Now then, in case you haven't noticed, the government and the media often lie, and they lie in unison. And when it comes to the electric bills, they've been downplaying and deflating the scale of the rises in the bills. So they couldn't pretend there was no rise in the bills when they've tripled. But basically, every time they speak about it, they make out the next rise, oh, it's not as bad as... No, they're lying, right? So they previously lied, and they came up with two lies. One was that the price cap per unit for electricity was 34p a unit. And here the regulator's in on the lie as well, look. 34p a unit they were advertising from the 1st of October. Right? Now, the second lie is that they said the price cap's till March. They've been caught out. They've been caught out, and now they've got a third lie after they've been caught out. But anyway, what they've been caught out with is that, no, the price cap was just till the end of December, and then another price cap comes in after the end of December, right? So this is, it's a struggle to get it, but you can get like what the information about what the price cap is. You have to do a bit of maths to calculate it, right? So I'm going to look at the example of electricity, standard credit, people who don't pay by direct debit, yeah? Standard credit electricity price cap for the Northwest, right? So this will apply to millions of people. And a lot of people will have multi-register meters, a day rate and a night rate. And the average is supposed to work out at £2,200 for 4,200 units, right? Which is 52p a unit. So that's the cap in the Northwest if you pay by standard credit, not direct debit, right? Now, the variation isn't much, yeah? Look, the price, this 2,200 thing, it's not much different there. It's a bit different there, but then that's a different calculation. So it still works out similar, right? 50p a unit. Similar here, 50p a unit. Maybe slightly less sometimes. 48p, you know. And then, well, I'm looking at gas now, aren't I? Right. That was until the 31st of December. So 52p a unit is a lot more than 34p a unit. So they lied to us about that, and even here the regulator's lying. So the regulator that's supposed to regulate the industry, and they tell the industry what the price cap is. So this is their document. Yeah, it took me 5 minutes. They obfuscated and sent me down wild goose chases, trying to pretend that this information doesn't exist and I've got no access to it. But eventually I persisted. And they said, oh, all right then, and showed me how to do a search on their website. It's quite obscure to find this document, which is them telling the electric companies what the price cap is. And you have to calculate it with this by getting this total annual average, blah, 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 and dividing it by a total annual average, blah, blah, blah. But you get the unit price that way, right? 52p a unit. They said 34. The government said 34. The media said 34. All liars. All lies are lies. It's one big club, and we the peasants aren't in it. Right, they lied that the price cap was till the end of December. Was till the end of March, but this is only the prices till the end of December, and here we are for the price cap for January, February, March. So they lied. Now, looking at that example we were looking at before, standard credit in Northwest for an economy 7 meter reading, dual tariff thing, right? It's gone up from 2,200 for 4,200 units to 2,900 for 4,200 units. It's gone up from 52p a unit to 70p a unit, right? That's getting on for, that's like 36% increase, I believe. Something like that. That's a lot, isn't it? My supplier isn't charging me right up to the limit just at this moment in time, so my increases, instead of being 35%, it's 10%. Yours might vary, right? But they're lying again, right? So they were caught out lying, so they backtrack, and then they backtrack to another lesser lie. Psychopathic, parasitic, pathological liars. Right? They're lying again. if you can be asked to read through it. It's on the BBC Voice of the Empire flipping website, right? It's basically saying, somewhere here it is, the changes are pennies. Don't panic. The price rises only changed by pennies. No, mine has gone up 10% and the cap has gone up 35% for electric anyway. So that's not fucking pennies, is it? Lying scumbags. They get caught out lying and they come back with another lie. That's the truth. That's what we're up against. Specifically with the electric lies. They lied what the cap was. They said 34p, it was 52p. They lied that it was until March, it was until December. And now, when they're caught lying, they go, hey, well, blah, 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 and come up with another lie, pretending the increase is pennies, when, for me, it's 10%. Hopefully, it's not that much for you, but it could be up to 35%, 36% increase. Real scumbag liars doing damage control for their friends in the club. I don't know how many times I need to say it. They lie, they get caught lying, and they lie again. And often, maybe they get caught lying, and they just ignore the fact that they're caught lying, because, like we've seen, the media, the government, and the regulator are all repeating the same thing. So, unless they feel they really have to, they might mention that they get caught lying. Sometimes they might not. An example of where they haven't admitted that they've been caught lying is their excuse for tripling the energy prices. They claim it's ill because the supply comes from Ukraine and supply and war. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, only 10% of Britain's gas and electric overall is imported. Right, so for the price to have sold 90% from Britain, then the imported bit, must have basically be 10 times more expensive than it used to be to make the overall energy price triple. The imported energy is not 10 times more expensive than it used to be, it's slightly more. If you go to the mainland, continental Europe, their price increases are small. So it's a big bullshit. They have not admitted they've been caught out in the big bullshit yet. And hopefully, from their perspective, they're hoping they can just sweep it under the carpet and carry on scamming us to high heaven. Or in fact, deep hell, which is their realm, isn't it? All lies are lies, and they ain't going to stop lying. We need to get hold of these fuckers on many issues and, basically protect everyone from them. Lock them up somewhere or something. But when it comes to the electric lie, then, well, if we all stop paying, there's nothing they can do. They can't send bailiffs round to 20 million houses, can they? So come on, people, sort it out.